I'll put the video on.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are.
We're live. It's the Red Friday podcast. Alan and MP here. Man, we got a lot to talk about on this one, don't we? It's been a little while.
It's been a little while. We've been doing a lot of traveling. So.
Wow. Crazy. So welcome everybody. I know, it's got to get out there into social media, so it's just now getting out there, probably alerting people to come on and all that good kind of stuff. Let me switch over here. I want to see comments because people always love to check in, MP, you know?
That's it.
All right, so we got regulars, bro. Who's going to be the first one to comment? Who do you think? I got mine.
I'm going to go Pam's coming in. Of course.
She was my second pick.
Pam likes to check in on to make sure we're behaving.
Yep. Oh, Barbara Massa. I picked Shellback Smitty is who I picked. Jeff Smith. That's who I was picking. But no, Barbara. Welcome, Barbara. Melissa Britt. Hello from King William. Hey, Melissa Britt. Welcome to the Red Friday podcast, everybody. Let some more people pop on here. We got a lot to talk about. We are going to talk about beer today because there's a lot of beer talk that's going to be going on here. MP and I have been traveling. MP's going to update us on that, and he's got some more travel coming up here as well. You probably know we've been down to Eagle Pass, Texas to the border and just got back from the Arizona border down in Cochise County. We're going to talk about that. Veterans issues, border security, beer wall, and a lot of the things going on in the tap room too. Should we spill the beans already? We've got a beer right here.
Might as well.
So the guys got together and they decided that we needed a CB beer and decided to make a beer called Dirt Sailor.
Nickname for the CBs.
Awesome name, because that's what we do. We make beer that tributes the service within the branch and the tradition and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, this is an IP
India Pale Lager.
India Pale Lager.
Yeah, it's made with a house lager strain. Starts with a smooth plastic taste up front and finishes with a slightly herbaceous finish. 6%.
God, tasty.
And you can only get it in-house.
Yes.
On tap, on draft.
Yeah, we've already had people on social media and email us through asking if where can I get this? Is it in cans? Will it go out to stores? Is it at a store right now? Where can I get it? But it's only in the tap room. It's on draft in the tap room. And MP, literally, we had a guest come in and donate a Vietnam era CB uniform.
Yeah, the old Navy greens.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see that right now on our Facebook stories.
Awesome. So go to Facebook story.
Yeah, AFBC Facebook page. You can see
Yeah,
the
the
dirt
uniform,
trailer.
the tag on it's from 1967, and Frangione, however you pronounce that, wore that puppy. So we're gonna keep that. They literally gave it to us, so we're gonna keep it. We got it on a mannequin right now, right at the bar with the Dirt Sailor sign there, and we're gonna probably put that baby in a frame and get it on the wall.
Yeah,
Permanently.
cool story about her. The person who donated it also has a ton of extra military surplus stuff. Additionally, her dad has a ton of military vehicles, and they're going to be bringing them by at a certain point to the brewery to do pictures and experiences. And those are something that we were hashing out today.
So cool. So cool. Great beer. Great beer.
Yeah. And on top of the Dirt Sailor, we officially released the Death by Cappuccino Amber, which is a well-balanced ale that meets caramel malt sweetness with a robust coffee flavor. Additionally, we have it on a frozen slushy. So you get Death by Cappuccino mixed with coffee ice cream equals awesomeness in a frozen slushy.
So let's talk about that real quick, because a lot of people don't know. At the tap room, we have a slushy machine. You know, summer is almost here. We're in technically spring, I guess. Summer's coming up in a week. Official start of summer. It's going to get hot, and boy, you can come in and enjoy a cold beer and slushy. So what do we got on the slushy machine right now?
Well, we have the Death by Cappuccino. And we have the, I believe it's like a cat shot lime slush. Some sort of mixture like that. So two opposites. I went to mix them the other day, and John had an aneurysm.
MP's talking about John Newell, our chief operating officer / director of logistics. He's a Navy Army veteran, and makes the wheels turn on the ship, or on the tank, the treads go on the tank. The propellers go on the ship, however you want to say that. And why did he have an aneurysm, man?
Because I was trying to mix two things that shouldn't mix.
Like Marines and Air Force?
We get along.
Do you? Do you get along?
For the most part.
Who doesn't get along? What branches don't get along? I mean, they all get along when we go to war. That's obvious, but
we all get along together when we're deployed. But then when we're here in garrison in the U.S., none of us get along. It's a weird thing.
A little bit of rivalry.
It's always a rivalry.
Gotcha. Let's see. Okay, Barbara has commented so far. Hi, Barbara. Melissa Britt is here. Hello from King William. Dave Howard has joined the comment section. If you guys want to comment, get in there, comment from whatever platform you're watching. We are live streaming from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and my LinkedIn page, because I have a few followers on that LinkedIn page. Dave Howard, send that new beer to Georgia. Florida will work too. My house is Air Force versus Navy, Dave Howard says.
That's just like our office.
Yeah, big time. Man, I got to stand in front of you two some days, Hey, whoa. It's funny. Love it. Good. Speaking of the office, let's see, where did we post the video from earlier today?
Oh, when I was pulled a Nerf Gatling gun out on our special event manager, Helena.
Yeah.
It's on our stories too. It's not all our stories on all platforms.
Is it? Yeah, so go check that out too. That's kind of funny. We have fun here. We have fun here in the office for sure.
We try.
Try to. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so we got more beer talk coming up, but let's talk about. Barbara says, "Go Army." Let's talk about what we've been doing, where we've been, because we've been to a couple places with great meaning and it was a shocking experience, I think, for us and the partners that, our colleagues that we went down with. And that was Eagle Pass, Texas. And then we just got back, you and me, MP, from the Arizona border down there. We went down to Cochise County, down to Tombstone as well.
Yeah, so our first trip was to build a giant border wall in Eagle Pass, Texas. At a beer. And then
48,000 cans.
48,000 cans. We built the beer wall out of Eagle Pass, Texas. But the most important part of the trip was that we fed, I think it was close to 800 National Guardsmen.
Yeah. And there were a couple of border security folks there, and state troopers and all that kind of stuff. So, we work with some other nonprofit organizations that monitor what goes on down at the border, and are trying to educate the public on what's going on down at the border, because we're not seeing the full story. And let's share some tidbits of our experience with our audience here real quick. I'm going to share a couple things. Number one, those border security troops from the Border Patrol, from the Texas National Guard, and I'm specifically talking about Eagle Pass, from federal troops as well that are down there. They were super happy that we were down there, just to show some support. They were super worn out from being there since 2022 and being away from their families. And they were super worn out about the division that goes on down there, with different orders coming from the state and different orders coming from the federal government there on how to handle illegal immigrants and what's going on. So that was number one. Number two, MP, you and I, we found drugs on the ground. We found pill bottles of prescription antihistamine that they give the kids there to knock them out as they're going through the journey and across the Rio Grande, over the barbed wire, all that kind of stuff, and Plan B packets where women are raped right down there at the border, and then the cartels give them Plan B packets. There's a lot of human trafficking going on, sex trafficking, drugs, all that kind of stuff. So that was the other aspect of this. It was shocking what we saw at Eagle Pass. It looked like the Holocaust. I don't know how else to explain it, but the piles of clothing strung out all over the place, the fencing, the barbed wire, the kids' shoes. MP, first thing he walked up on when he got down there was he was picking up some baby shoes. But that was my experience. MP, chime in.
Yeah, I had pretty much the same experience as you did. We went down there as a primarily military veteran-focused mission, and when we got there and saw what was actually going on, it just our minds were blown. Like, you see it a little bit on TV, but you get 10% of it. When you get there, you get the full 100%, and it's eye-opening. Then you see it in Eagle Pass. Then you go to Arizona. And then when I go to El Paso, I know I'm going to see it. So I'm going to be looking for bigger things. Like, it's just every time you go somewhere, you learn more and you see more, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
So we went down to Eagle Pass, and then in May, that was in April. On May, we went down to Cochise County, Tombstone on down south there. And MP and I actually rode along with Cochise County Sheriff's deputies for about, was it 4 or 5 hours we were with them? Or 4 hours? How long was it? It seemed like a long time. 3 hours?
I think it was from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
But then we got caught in that bust of the illegal immigrants trying to cross, and it took us to closer to 11.
Wow.
I think we were about 5 or 6 hours. And we have a video. We can show them real quick too.
Sure. Let's do that. Let's show you what a little bit of our experience down there, and then we'll
play
come
the
back.
Arizona video. We'll play the Arizona video.
And we're gonna tell you when we come back. MP and I are gonna tell you why are we doing this. Shoot on the video.
Counterterrorism Division, absolutely so angry that I could not believe that what was happening in Mexico, the evolution of these cartels, working with the agency, working with DIA and others to rescue migrants.
Wow, just some of the images of our trip down to Cochise County, Arizona. Just some of them. Man. Anyway, I'll tell you what, we'll get to the whys here in just a minute here, MP, but let's recap Arizona real quick, because right when you and I got off the plane, drove down to Tombstone, man, we were right there at the sheriff's department getting ready for about a 15-20 minute briefing, and before you know it, there's 5 or 6 of us in vehicles,
Different
shared
cars,
vehicles, yeah, and all splitting up into different directions, and immediately on the activity started. Immediately.
I mean, these guys are specially trained elite police officers. So we did our ride-alongs. We were pulling people over that were committing a crime, suspected of committing a crime. They were reading the license plates, and they were letting us know, hey, this person's popping up as a suspected smuggler based on their huge intelligence database. We would make a stop. They would run through the process. Sometimes it was just a little bit of checking in, and on the other side, it was like, oh, we got something here. And at the end of the night, something finally culminated, where that process led us to finding 2 illegals that had crossed earlier in the day, had a car, and then Border Patrol came and picked them up.
Yeah. So we were pulling over people that are heading down to the border. Okay. We were pulling over people that are coming from Phoenix, Tucson, driving down to the border. These mules, traffickers, whatever you want to call them, are going down there to pick up people that have crossed over. The cartels are communicating with them.
Yep.
Saying, come
and they
down.
make good money.
Huh?
They're making $1,000, $2,000 a head.
It's amazing. So yeah, and the officers, the deputies, it's amazing the training that they go through to identify cars literally parked on the side of the highway, watching people going by, and just being able to identify oddities of their car, of their body language, or whatever, and checking them out
in a fraction of a second.
Say what?
They do it in a fraction of a second as the driver passes by at 60 or 70. They're giving us a full description of the driver. I'm like, what would you see?
Yeah. And using fake license plates and fake temporary license plates. I was amazed at what we learned.
Using rental cars.
Yeah.
They take the GPS out of rental cars. slap fake plates on it.
Yeah, amazing stuff. It's very sophisticated stuff down there, folks. Very sophisticated. The cartels, they are armed like a militia, like a military, and they got sophistication. They are not just down there at the border. They are in your city, USA.
All
They have
50 states.
in all 50 states. Bingo.
Yeah. But I think the big question is, Alan, why is a beer company from Norfolk, Virginia, going down to the borders?
Here we go. You ready for soapbox, folks?
Stand up.
Here it is, and you've heard MB and I talk about these bullet points, these talking points, and I'm going to tell you again. MP, you're a veteran. You served our country. You deployed over to worse situations than probably what you saw at the border.
Very similar. Very similar. The only real difference is in environment is I'm not getting shot at here.
Yeah.
Yet.
So, what are the top veterans issues in the country? Well, they're veteran homelessness. We have 40,000 homeless veterans on the streets in America. Veteran suicide and veteran mental health. Let's just put suicide, mental health, and PTSD all in that bucket right there, because they're all interlocked and the same thing. Okay, we are losing 22 plus veterans a day to suicide in this country, and I've recently read and learned that there are factions within the military that aren't even reporting, that refuse to report suicides because they're embarrassed about the problem. So those numbers are fudged right now. We're going off VA statistics just with the 22. So it could be 30 that we're losing actually, or more. So there's that. There's the food insecurity, which MP, our company, has firsthand experience and had to jump into. 25% of our active duty military members, their families experience food insecurity. What is that? They can't feed their families, folks. That's 25% nationwide. We just happen to be located in Norfolk, Virginia, which has the second highest rate of food insecurity in the country amongst active duty military family members. And as you know, we jumped in and fed 97 active duty military families over the holidays. So there's that issue. MP, you're a veteran. You've got veteran friends all over the country. We've got an advisory board of veterans, and we hear nothing. We've got a tap room full of veterans that come in, and we hear it every day about the broken VA, about, I've got we have an advisory board member right now is just having a conversation with him about this. He's been waiting on a VA claim to be processed for 2 freaking years. 2 years. Yep. You can probably speak more intelligently than I can about that.
Yeah, so the VA process is pretty long, complex for any type of disability claim that you want to do. To make the longest story short is you have to go through comprehensive exam after comprehensive exam. And they make it so difficult for you to say, yeah, I got this while I was in service. No, I didn't get out and destroy my knees. I destroyed my knees while I was in. So it's just this whole entire process you have to go through. Most likely they deny everything at first. I've been denied a lot at first. I got some afterwards. And not to get political, but when this administration came in, they lowered my rating. So hopefully, moving forward, I can get certain things added back on. They were said, no, this happened to you. And then they're like, no, now it didn't. So it's just a big game they try to play with money.
So
the big story is all the money, the $150 billion to $450 billion could be going to actual veterans care and doing it right.
Yep.
So I want to dispel the myth about, and this is going to a whole other topic. But if anybody out there really thinks that government healthcare is the answer, ask a veteran.
Yeah, ask a veteran. It's so true. It's so true. We hear the stories, like I said, every day about this. So let me repeat what MP just said. We're spending $151 to $450 billion on illegal immigrants and illegal immigration illegal immigrants who are, getting free health care and food and travel and housing and hotels. And, you've read about it. You've heard about it. Everybody in America has. Well, not everybody, I guess. We wouldn't be out there educating if everybody had heard about it. But, anyway, we need it's a issue of priorities. And Armed Forces Brewing Company and our team puts veterans at the top of the list. That's all there is to it, bottom line.
That's right. Military, veterans, their families, communities, anybody that's affected by all this.
Yep.
No, we got somebody in the comments.
Hey, D's Nuss is here.
D's Nuss is in.
D's
We should
Nuss.
probably send him a link and get him in the chat. That'd be
Barb,
awesome.
ooh, email it to him. See if he'll come on.
Ken, you want to come on? Say yes.
Yeah, just email it to him. Tell him to get his butt on here. Barbara is correct. Many people think of PTSD as someone going off the wall. It's so much more than that, without a doubt. So let me just one more breakdown of this deal. We're spending all this money on illegal immigration instead of funding that could be added on to what we're already spending on our veterans. And we've got I think we've got proof positive that service animals help our veterans with severe PTSD.
Yep.
I don't know if you follow our one of our board of directors members, Robert O'Neill, who killed Osama bin Laden, but he's been doing the psychedelic treatment right now and is, man, I'll tell you what, he's on RTO Apparel. He's even got a T-shirt about it now with the therapy that he's taking, and a lot more veterans are diving into this therapy, this psychedelic therapy. It's working for them. There's so many things we could allocate that money to instead of what a preventable national crisis that's going on. Anyway, we could talk for freaking 8 shows about it.
Can I bring Ken in?
All right. We are about to bring in one of our friends and brothers in missions. His name, he's a shareholder in the company as well. His name is Ken Nuss. We're going to bring him in.
He goes by D's.
Huh? He goes by D's. D's Nuss. There he is, Ken.
Hey,
Welcome
gents,
to the
can
Red
you hear
Friday
me?
podcast.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you. Just don't wreck or hit anybody or get
Can you
hit.
hear me, guys?
He's in Jersey. He's doing what he wants.
Yeah, he's in Jersey. So, Ken, you're involved in a lot of organizations that
Pretty bad storm up here in North Jersey.
are you? Like rain and
I don't hear anything.
oh you can't hear us. Okay, he's gonna pop off and pop back on. We'll see.
We'll bring him back
Maybe we
in.
can get him up.
But Ken has been to the
interesting
border with
dude.
us, but he's been to Eagle Pass, he's been to Arizona with us, and he can give you a really good POV of what's happening down there from his perspective, and not just from us. But he's been an integral part of helping us network and get everything that we need done. But going back to the veterans issues about the border, whenever we're talking about the psychedelics and all those different things, the one thing that we can do as a company, and we're going on a mission to do it, is creating a non-alcoholic beer.
Yes.
Right. We got Ken back, so we'll lead into that here in about 10-15 minutes. Let's see if he can hear us.
Cool.
Ken,
Can you hear us now, Ken?
I can hear you guys now. MP has a really bad echo. I don't know if I have an echo.
That's you, I think.
I think Alan does on his headphones.
I'm gonna have to.
I think it's Ken's.
I would
think
love
it's
to
Ken's
join you
phone.
guys.
I think it's
So, yeah,
Ken's phone.
Ken, we were just talking about the border. Can you tell us between Eagle Pass and Arizona what you noticed? We've already told them our point of view, but we got to hear it from somebody else. And I know they want to hear it too.
Well, if you guys can hear me, I mean, the biggest takeaway was the lack of positive morale from law enforcement. You know, and
Ken's frozen.
So.
I'll mute him until he comes back on. He looks good frozen though.
Let's see if we can get him. Okay, so Ken has an interesting story. He is really an American patriot. I don't know if you can see this because I got this silly background going on.
Put it in front of your face.
Can I? Should I? Oh, can't see it.
Anyway, it's a hand carved. There, wait. American flag with Armed Forces Brewing Company on it. It's absolutely incredible. We'll post a picture on. We'll post a picture of it later.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, his company makes these flags. They're wooden flags. Made us a beautiful one with the Armed Forces Brewing Company logo on them. And a few years back, they made a flag, I think, or something was going on, and the cancel culture came after his company.
Similar situation.
Yeah, tried to cancel him.
Yeah. But yeah, so going back to what we were talking about before, and we'll jump back into Ken when he comes back on. But our mission that we're going to go on long term is to develop a true zero non-alcoholic beer for veterans and for military or anybody who wants to drink. But the real reason we want to do it is we still want people to feel like they're still part of a community. Even if you don't drink alcohol. I personally do not drink a lot of alcohol. But
I don't either.
I will enjoy a great tasting non-alcoholic with a group of people who are drinking to still feel part of the crowd, still feel part of the community. And not just that, it's also our moral duty to, produce a non-alcoholic for everyone.
So it's called About Face, and we're going to be investing some capital into some specific equipment. The non-alcoholic space is about a $368 million sector in the beer industry right now, with Heineken leading the way. They do about $77 million with their non-alc beer, and we're gonna get into producing this. And like MP said, this is a chance to get our veterans a beer. Especially when they have severe PTSD, some of them should not be drinking alcohol at all. But like MP said, we want to, I hate to use the word inclusive. It's such a buzzword. But we want to include
everyone,
our PTSD veterans in that.
And first responders too.
Yeah.
We've seen it when we're deployed, but first responders see it here every single day at home. So
sure.
Everybody or just anybody who doesn't drink alcohol anymore and wants to hang out with the crowd, we have something that's pretty tasting for you. I have no doubt that our chief brewing officer is going to spin up the best tasting non-alcoholic brew.
Yeah.
And many different ones. Different flavors, different profiles. So I think we're going to take lead in that market over time.
I agree.
I think we're going to be the leader in the market because we have the messaging behind it to do so.
So, brewing technology has come a long way in the last couple of years. There's equipment now that you can invest in that draws all the alcohol out. That's why you've seen True Zero beers out there. It used to be we'd produce 0.05 ABV. There's still alcohol in there, not a lot, but a little bit. But having True Zero there would be absolutely great. So we've been planning this for a while. We've been planning it for a long time. We did a lot of R&D into non-alcoholic beer, CBD infused beer, THC infused beer, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of that research came during COVID because we had a lot of time on our hands at that point in time. So here we are, About Face Pilsner, and we would produce other beers, not just the Pilsner, but some more.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a great addition to our portfolio.
Agree. All right, let's go over to the comments here, MP. What do you think? Rob Villeneuve.
From Lancaster. Hello from Lancaster.
Lancaster, PA. And hello.
We just drove through. I just drove through there actually on the way back from New York or somewhere in that area. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I saw a sign for it. I saw a bunch of sheets and Weiss markets. I'm going to go investigate our beer.
Yeah. Vicky Hunter. Hi, Vicky. Hope you're doing well. Oh, MP has an echo. MP, check your echo, my man. Bravo, Echo, Romeo. Okay. Let's see.
How do you get back?
Hey guys.
He's nuts. He's at his house.
Man, we have a bad weather here. So, Harrisburg. I went to York College. Used to drive by Harrisburg all the time. And listen, you guys are asking about the two different places we were. I think the biggest takeaway I had was the lack of morale, like the worn out impression that we got from everyone that we spoke with. And I think the biggest positive thing was when we went to the Army base and we fed everybody, just seeing the smiles, the simplest thing, token appreciation just made them happy. And I can't imagine how they do their shit day in and day out. Hell, in Arizona, the ride-alongs, that was amazing, just to see what they have to do and how they're trained. The guys that we were with, to see them just be so attentive to the smallest thing with cars driving by. I mean, they put their life, you don't realize that how many times they're putting their life on the line every day on those roads. We just got to do more of what we're doing. There's no doubt about it. You guys like my flag?
Yeah, without a doubt. The guy I was with was a Marine, the sheriff's deputy, Oletsky, I think was his name. Chris Oletsky, I think. He was the guy who had been. He was just like 2 days or 2 weeks back to work after a 7 to 9 month sick leave. He had been in a high-speed pursuit with cartels and had put what do they call them? Puncture strips, whatever you call those, along the highway there. And he was right there by almost like a bridge with a gorge, if you will. And that car came by and he pushed him. He fell off. He fell off. The car came by at 120 miles an hour. And knocked him off the bridge. And he fell 23 feet down and broke all sorts of different parts of his body.
Definitely a miracle.
Yeah, definitely a miracle, without a doubt. And his brother, by the way, is a Border Patrol agent as well, who almost lost his life. He had 3 illegal aliens ambush him up on a hill, and he finally won, but not without some cuts and other injuries. But they wanted to kill him. They had weapons. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you guys had Victor on lately?
Had Victor on probably about think it was right after Eagle Pass.
Right after,
Yeah,
yeah.
Victor on. What an amazing story he is. Say what, Ken?
Do I have a bad echo? Because I know MP does. No?
No, you sound good
Okay.
on my end.
Yeah, Alan, just when he speaks, put your mic on mute. It's coming out of your speakers.
It's your earbuds.
It's coming out of your speakers. I think we got it now. There's no echo.
Yes.
It's you.
It was you.
He's
So
the
you guys
culprit.
talked about our fundraising at all for the
No, we haven't talked about it yet. We started talking about Eagle Pass. We started talking about Arizona, the mission, why we're on it. You know, the veterans, the military, and then obviously just talking about why it's important from an American point of view. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter who you are, you know, who you're voting for, nothing like that. It just matters. This is an American issue. I don't know. You can look at it from different angles, right?
Yeah.
You can look at it from a political standpoint. You can look at it from everybody's affected by groceries, right? Grocery prices, gas prices, you know, border security, job issues. It doesn't care what party you vote for.
Now look at the hospital. Look at how our infrastructure is going to be taxed. I mean, it's already taxed, but I mean, think about like in the locations where you go to the hospital and you're waiting in the emergency room. Like we all have to pay for this crap, you know. And they're just, when I flew back, I told you this, when I flew back from San Antonio to Newark, there were about 30 illegals on my flight, and they were all in the waiting area with me. They all were wearing gray sweatpants. One lady had an ankle bracelet on, like one of those, the monitors, you know, tracking monitors. And none of them had passports. They all had regular 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, you know. And I actually put my camera over one of their shoulders when we were entering the plane and snapped a picture. And it had her name, her where she was going, the judges. I should send that to you for the next. Next time I'll come on, I'll be prepared, and I'll show you what I saw as a regular traveler. Here, we're paying for these tickets to go there. We're going through all these lines being screened, and we had Brian Armstrong, who I'm working with, who went undercover with the NGOs, and he was sending me pictures of him just escorting them through the airport without security, and you wonder how this happens. You know,
that's wild.
You got to go through the rigmarole.
Yeah,
they're 2
hours.
They
had the own lane. They had their own lane in the airports. We saw it in Tucson on the way out of Tucson. They had it, and then at the same time on the border it says transporting a undocumented immigrant is a federal crime.
Right.
And then you go to the airport and it says undocumented, no passports, go here. So it's like, are we suing? Or are the airlines committing a federal crime? Because the sign clearly states they are. Right?
I remember they put that in the group chat when we were leaving, you know?
Yeah. Let me answer this comment real quick. Somebody says, Jenny Quas, yes, it does matter who you vote for. I agree with you 100%. My statement before said it doesn't matter if you're left or right in this country. Border security issues affect you regardless of who you did vote for. Doesn't matter. Gas prices, don't care what party you vote for. Grocery prices, don't care what you vote for. They're still going to affect you either way. So yes, it does matter who you vote for in the country, in the election. It doesn't matter what your concerns are. But if you vote left or you vote right, and we're still all affected by it regardless. It's just a universal American issue. There's no line that divides it when it comes to that. I want to clarify that, make sure I'm not misunderstood here in this.
I mean, that's a great transition podcast. to your other fact that the percentages of veterans alone that don't vote. Great transition into that, you know. And you wonder, is it because they're just fed up? They don't think their voice counts. I don't.
It'd be interesting to get the age. It'd be interesting to get the age demographics on that, you know, and figure out which age demographic of that. So one of the big things one of the statistics that Alan learned about I believe it was our Lieutenant Governor, Winston Sears, gave you the statistic personally that said there were 700,000 registered veterans in Virginia, but only 400,000 of them actually vote. Right. So, I mean, that's incredible. That's 300,000 people that are
It's enough to sway an
not-
election.
and they're not giving their voice. Either way, they're not using their voice that they have to vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's
that's disheartening to me.
yeah. And the question is, I mean, do they feel left out? Do they feel like they've been left to fend for themselves? I'm sure a lot of them do. A lot of them are probably frustrated with the system that they have to deal with. You know,
We're disenfranchised.
doesn't exactly. So I mean, we have a lot to do as just citizens. I mean, that's really what it is. It's everyone starting to speak up and not be afraid to voice their opinions, because you know what, we only got one country, and at the rate we're going, you know where I stand, obviously, but it's funny. Yeah, no, I really hope we can get people to be involved. It's great being partners with you guys. I mean, it's probably been one of the most, one of the better relationships that I can say we forged. You know, when you think about what we've done in a few months and where we're going, we just got to get more people involved. And being part of Armed Forces Brewing Company is a place to start. You guys got your heads on right.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
the echo gone, guys? Is the echo
Yeah.
gone? Okay,
Yep.
good. I made a little adjustment there. It was me. It was me. It was me.
I'm getting blamed over here on the chat for it. I'm taking grenades for you, taking grenades up for you.
And I misspoke too. It's your earbuds. It wasn't. It was me.
Ken's like it's MP. Alan's like it's MP. The chat's like it's MP. I'm like, fine, it's me.
It's not.
I'll take
It sounded like you, because every time you talked, you sounded like you're in a can. But Alan set you up.
set me
Alan,
up.
Let me tell you.
do we have anyone in the chat from New
MP
Jersey?
is a billion times more technologically smart than I am. Believe me. So,
Right.
if we have audio video problems, it's usually me.
I will tell you what though, Ken did make the best over easy eggs I've ever had in my life.
Tell
Yes,
what,
and you better
that
tell.
man-
Yep, you
that
know
man
that.
can cook breakfast.
Yeah, I did. What about the
They
bacon?
were the
Bacon
pre-cooked
was good.
bacon that you heated up. That was awesome.
Bacon was good. Man, you're making me hungry.
And the frozen pizza that we kept in the refrigerator. That was great too. It was like a big bachelor party.
It was. What's that lady? Who's the lady that used to be on the cooking channel all the time? She was arrested. What was her name?
Oh my God, Martha
Martha
Stewart.
Martha Stewart. Yeah, I'm no Martha Stewart.
She was smoking the chimichanga.
Oh, man.
Rob, in a chat here, Rob, we need to come together again as a country. U.S. first. Isn't that
Amen.
so true? Truer words were never spoken. Right there, Rob.
Absolutely.
Totally right. And
And I don't.
Vicky
And
Hunter.
Alan could run. No, one of my biggest things is I don't think we're as divided as people are, that people think we are. We're actually more united, and we have more common ground than people think.
The
we
more
do.
you talk to people, it's just the media throwing off. They're playing their games to pit us against one another. But if you have conversations, I had a great conversation when I was in San Francisco. I had my entire Trump outfit on, and I had a layover. And the lady at the desk, she goes, "I bet you think I'm going to give you a bad seat." And I said, "I don't think that. Why would you think that?" I said, she's like, "I think we have more in common." We had a nice conversation. She gave me a nice seat, but she's like, "I'm a Democrat." And I said, "That's fine. We're here having a civil discussion." And you know what she said? "The border is a real problem to me." She goes, "The border," she goes, it's my biggest concern. And I'm like, "Mine too. Look at that. Here we go." We have these labels that we put on each other, but when you break down and have a conversation, as long as
you have that personality. I mean, there's some people that you can't talk to. Better off not to.
No, and we're not putting labels on people. It's
Correct.
the media putting labels on us, and people watching the TV telling them, and applying the labels that they put
I'm
on
a white
people.
supremacist. I'm assuming. I'm the furthest from it.
Oh, Big Country in the chat. This thing's gonna
Big
go
Country's
for 3
in?
hours.
Big
By the way-
country.
By the way, after what you did in the hot tub, he called you a hooker. I want to let you know that you and Mike trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Called you a hooker for trying to come on to me in the hot tub.
Oh, that's funny.
So we have a mutual friend and colleague here, Anthony Stevens. He's opening his own restaurant down in the Tallahassee area.
Big Country Barbecue?
South in Tallahassee. Huh?
Big Country Barbecue.
Big
Big
Country
Country.
Barbecue. He's going to be having Armed Forces Brewing Company beer on there. And I'll tell you what, he is a patriot. He loves America like we all do with his heart and soul.
Mm-hmm. That's
Without a
right.
doubt. So anyway, Anthony, we love you, brother.
Hey, when are you guys coming to New Jersey? I'm putting you on the spot.
When are we coming to New Jersey?
Well, we're gonna be in New York July,
I know.
and then
Yes.
we'll have to do a Jersey stop.
Hey Ken, there are literally distribution discussions going on right now as we speak on this podcast about distribution in New Jersey.
Outstanding.
And Armed Forces Brewing Company has literally created our registration account with the state there to register our beers and our company with that state. So we're working on it. That's
It's
exciting
good.
stuff.
I want to be at that rollout. I want to be at that first event.
Yeah, for sure. And just to piggyback on that, we're also opening up. West Virginia is going to come soon.
Yep.
We're in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. We're going
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
Really?
PR.
Puerto Rico, the highest volume military exchange stores in the entire exchange network around the globe are two stores. Fort Buchanan, number one in Puerto Rico.
That's right. Nice. That's sweet.
Yeah.
So have you talked to the guys about our? I know I mentioned it earlier, and I didn't. I think I may have got cut off. Did you talk to them about the Operation Feed the Front Line?
No, we didn't bring it up. Well, we mentioned that we did feed the troops, but we didn't mention that we about Operation Restore Freedom, Vote Your Vision, and we didn't get into it as Operation Frontline. But go ahead, Ken. You are an expert on it.
I really wanted to bring up the fundraising that we're trying to do to, feeding the troops like we did in both Eagle Pass and Arizona. That little bit goes a long way, but obviously it costs a lot of money. And if anybody out there is, looking to help us continue to do that, you can give them the Give, Send, Go. But one of the things that we're working on, and I guess, can I bring it up? What I emailed you earlier about the raffles?
Mm-hmm.
Is that fine, Alan?
Yeah, we can tell them.
Well, what's on the horizon? What we're trying to getting ready to launch. So, what we're going to be partnering with Car Arms, and I'm good friends with the owners and a lot of people there, and they want to help us. So, what we're working on doing is trying to arrange a raffle where they're going to donate a gun, and then we'll be able to raffle off chances for that. Again, we got to work out the realities of it, but hopefully on a monthly basis, we'll be able to raffle off a gun. So hopefully all you gun owners out there would like to win a Car Arms pistol. And, those chances, that money will go into the pot for us to help continue to feed the troops on each of these monthly missions that we're doing. I think it'd be great partnering with them. They were key to our success in Mar-a-Lago. We had those custom Border 911 guns created, and I think we raised close to $35,000 on the three guns. Not we're going to raise it at these chances, but it's another good organization, and really what it shows is that these companies care about what's going on, just like you guys, Armed Forces Brewing Company. You're willing to step up and kind of go against the grain or the media's grain, and good for the country.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know out there, the Armed Forces Brewing Company has a 501c3 called AFBC Veterans Foundation, and through that foundation and the Give Send Go for Operation to Feed the Frontline, we are feeding frontline law enforcement officers at the border, sheriffs, first responders, National Guards, National Guardsmen, even active duty troops that we saw in Eagle Pass. So Ken has been instrumental in helping us put this together. And additionally, he's bringing in Car Arms to auction off these firearms to help us grow and feed more and provide better meals. And the way we do it is at each individual spot that we go to, we partner with a local restaurant. The first one was a barbecue place, right?
That was amazing.
The Wagon Wheel.
The Wagon
The Wagon Wheel. Selena from the Wagon Wheel was incredible. Their food is absolutely delicious. Probably the best ribeye steak I've ever had in my life. I'm not going to lie. That was absolutely phenomenal. And then we partnered with Tania's Mexican restaurant, like in Tucson, just south of Tucson, and they provided the meals for 100 law enforcement officers in Cochise County. Originally, we were going to feed the Border Patrol at a specific station, but there was
complications.
There were some bureaucracy complications that got in the way that made it political where it was not supposed to be. So we ended up pivoting, and instead of feeding Border Patrol because of a bureaucracy from high levels, not the frontline guys, we pivoted and fed 100 Cochise County sheriffs, corrections officers in about 4 different locations. So. Yeah, so that's it.
So Ken, which of our beers is your favorite, man?
Preamble.
Preamble.
I had it in Mar-a-Lago and I had it in Eagle Pass, but I really didn't try all your other ones. So I guess I have to have a sampling.
Well, when you come up in late October, or when you come down to Norfolk in late October, when we are going to do the biggest get out the vote mission for Virginia that you've ever seen, you can have all the beers you want, buddy, and I'll buy them for you. All right?
Sounds like a plan. Maybe I'll even get to do a keg stand. Do you guys have kegs there? I haven't done one in like 40 years.
Oh my God.
30, maybe 35.
No.
30 years.
Drink responsibly. Come on now.
Yes.
We got to do that.
No cake stands, Ken.
Okay. No cake stands. Texting with Chris Darlington now.
Yeah, so Vicky, that what happens is on that link is you donate to the Give Send Go. That money then goes to the AFBC Veteran Foundation, which is our 501c3 component. And from there, we take those funds and directly pay the restaurants and locations that we get the food from to feed the front line down there. And you can see it. You can check our social media. We did it in Eagle Pass, and we did it in Arizona, and we'll be doing it again here in about 13 days, 14 days, in El Paso, Texas.
MP is that El Paso is a hot spot right now. There's a lot of things going on down there. You may have seen the video of
them rushing the gate. They rushed the fence.
Yeah, rushing the fence down there, and it's just it's a hot spot. It's a main entry place, and boy, the cartels are active down there, and
But you know what? It's not. Again, we've been talking about every state's a border state for how long? Did you guys see? Did you see the video that Jason sent out or put out? Both Anthony. He sent it to me at like 6 a.m. on Saturday morning, and I was like, what is this? It was before it was edited, and it's affecting everybody. The drugs are coming in, they're going everywhere, and this is exactly why we say it doesn't matter whether you're Republican, Democrat. It does not matter.
The cartels have everybody on payroll.
That is the other thing. Yes,
they look like they can look like your accountant. They can look anybody. They can be white, black, Latino, Asian. They could be your neighbor. They could be an accountant. They could be whoever. These people are on payrolls by cartels, and they are getting paid to simply answer phones, send texts, and make phone calls. And amongst other things, but it's wild.
You know what? The other thing that I thought was so interesting, the concept of how we are dealing with modern day slavery. It never hit me that, like, when Jason and Victor went into that and explained how the cartel is actually established in all the states, and we don't know about it. And when these people coming over, they're not paying; they're getting IOUs, so they're coming into here owing the cartels.
Yeah.
So that's what they're indebted for. They're indebted, and they're not going to want their family members killed back home. I never even thought about that. And that was an eye opener, because now you wonder what people will do. Why would they commit these crimes that they're committing? Because they're indebted,
And the longer they take with interest. So if you owe $8,000 when you cross, you're going to end up owing $12,000, $14,000, $15,000, $16,000 by the time your payment plan is up.
Yeah. I think some people think they got dropped off in New York, and that's it.
They're free. Yay.
Yeah.
No, what they do is they create a organized criminal debt is what it becomes.
We're here to tell you it didn't stop there.
They're just getting started. And those people, the only way they can make that money back fast enough for the cartel to prevent the cartel from killing their families is by getting heavily involved into the drug and sex trade.
And it's like a vicious cycle that honestly I didn't realize that was even happening up until 2
And
weeks.
let me clarify one thing too. I mean to cut you off, Ken. When I say sex trade, I don't necessarily mean just prostitution. I mean kidnapping other children and getting them into the sex trade is also part of debt repayment. You know what I mean? And that's something that I think is overlooked, is that they will do whatever the cartel tells them to do. Go kidnap that 8-year-old child and get them on a train or a car to Chicago.
Yeah.
You know
We're going to talk more about
it.
this on other Red Friday podcasts.
We will.
We've got some more guests coming on next Friday. MP and I are going to have Chris Heaven.
I'm just texting with him right now.
President CEO of Survival Dispatch. Check them out, Survival Dispatch. And he's got a heck of a platform there with just a lot of great veterans on his podcast, and they're strong on YouTube and other platforms. So we're excited to have Chris on next week.
Yeah, he literally just texted me. That's the funny thing. So
his ears were burning.
They
so
were.
Let's leave everybody on a good note here.
Sorry, we get
Father's Day Sunday. It is Father's Day. So let me give a plug for the tap room. All right, it's Father's Day. We are in Norfolk, Virginia. Our tap room, 211 West 24th Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 23517. And we've got a Father's Day special going on, MP.
That's right. So for every troop you have as a dad, you get $1 off a beer. So if you come if you come in and you're like, hey, I got one child, you got one troop, we'll give you $1 off a pint. And the little campaign we're doing is called "Been Busy in the Barracks." And then for all of the family members out there looking for a good Father's Day gift, if you come into the tap room, we do have some Father's Day gift bags set up ready to go for you.
Awesome.
For Dad. And let me give one more plug before we wrap this up. We are we're the awesome winners of the Battle of the Burgers People's Choice Best Brewery of 2024 here in Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. So that trophy is, and you can see the trophy coming to the tap room. It's been all over our social media. So, not only are we patriotic, but we make damn good beer. Yeah.
So I just texted you guys our song. I don't know if you know, we were talking about child sex trafficking. We partnered with General Flynn and a bunch of other organizations, and we are releasing the song with General Flynn on Sunday. I just texted it to you. I don't know if you wanted to play a segment of it or a part of it or play it, but I did get permission if you did. It opens with General Flynn. So it's something there. I did send it. I don't know if you want to put it on there or not, but you can end it with that if you like.
We're about to wrap up here. What is it?
What was that?
Is it a video, Ken? Or...
Yeah, it's the video.
Oh, it's a video.
It's the video. It's being released. I have we're going to be going on Rav next week, but you guys would be.
Let's download it and play it for next week when we got Chris.
We'll
Chris on, because we got to upload it to StreamYard and everything.
You should come back with us, Ken, when Chris is on.
I'll come back next week.
Yeah,
should be able to.
We'll download it, get it up on there. We'll play a bunch.
Yeah, you can watch it. You guys got a sneak preview for it right now.
Yeah, let's talk about Chris Darlington as well.
Sounds good. Week. I'll tell him.
Yeah,
so
let's do it.
As we wrap up here, I want to say thank you everybody for being great American supporters of Armed Forces Brewing Company and what we're trying to do aside from selling beer. But to fit that, Alan, when we wrap up, I'd like to play everybody a video by a famous British documentary speaker, if that's all right. Whenever we're ready to close it out.
Absolutely. Let's close it out. Everyone, happy Father's Day. We need more dads in the lives of America's youth. And a lot of us in this company had great dads. That's for sure.
Amen.
Without a doubt. Ken, thanks for joining us. We're going to have you back next Friday for the Red Friday podcast.
Sounds good. And we're going to get Car Arms on too. We'll get Car Arms.
I love it.
All right.
Let's do it.
I love it.
All right,
roll
boys.
that video. We leave you with this.
Peace.
See you guys.
Welcome to Armed Forces Brewing Company's Red, White, and Blue Planet. As the first light of dawn breaks over the tranquil landscape of Norfolk, Virginia, a new day awakens with promise and purpose. Here, amidst a strong military population with historic charm, lies a hidden gem of great American craftsmanship and pride. The Armed Forces Brewing Company, founded with a deep respect for tradition and a fervent love for America, this patriotic brewery stands as a testament to the spirit of American military ingenuity and resilience. Inside, we find an extraordinary visitor, the Predator. Navigating a maze of stainless steel vessels, our interstellar guest encounters the lifelines of the brewery. Hoses and tubes that transport the very essence of the art and science of brewing great American beer. Among the complex apparatus of brewing, a simple squirt bottle catches the Predator's eye. An object designed for cleaning and maintenance, yet completely novel to our intergalactic visitor. Later, our intrepid visitor experiences a moment of unfamiliarity. Mistaking a door for the restroom, Predator finds himself in the walk-in cooler. In an unexpected encounter, a brewery employee and Predator experience a moment of mutual surprise as the employee is confronted with a guest unlike any other. When the employee takes an aggressive stance against the interloping alien, Predator decides to teach him a lesson. Rather than chopping off the moronic employee's head, the Predator steps into the role of a teacher. In this brewery, a place traditionally dedicated to the alchemy of hops and barley, the formidable hunter shares the secrets of beer making from its distant home world. Excited at the warm welcome it has received following this teachable moment, the interplanetary warrior engages in a familiar ritual, texting friends on its planet light years away to share its discovery of the best beer in the known universe. After quaffing a tasty brew at the bar, the Predator suddenly becomes the life of the party. With an unexpected flair for dramatics, it weaves a narrative that transcends the boundaries of space and species. Each gesture, each pause, adds to the vivid tapestry of its tale, bringing to life the epic encounters and daring exploits from its travels. With a nod of thanks, the Predator turns to leave, ready to kill a bunch of assholes he may find in the jungle later who he feels deserve to face his wrath. He leaves having found the best beer in the history of mankind and the history of alien kind. Invest in this great American brewery today.